Hey YouTubers, Micro Map here. Hope you're having a beautiful Saturday. So this is gonna be a stock market report, how the week came out, especially retail sales. I want to show you how the bathroom came out, is coming out. Still gotta paint. I don't think we're gonna finish, but here's the light. Really, really nice. We're gonna keep this mirror. We're gonna paint this mirror. I guess we'll have two mirrors. There's the faucet. There's the floor how it came out. We actually picked this up today in a garage sale. That picture, all this wall's gonna be green. We still gotta do the caulking. I don't know if we're gonna have enough time. The guy's supposed to come back out today, but she's coming together nicely. So that's that. And we got this lamp. Look how pretty that lamp is. We got that lamp today in a garage sale as well. Pretty lamp. Look at that. Really nice. This is the kiddo's room when we're on vacay. That'll be her room. Let me show you something outside, and then I'll get into the markets. The retail sales were bad. First drop, I think since we'll get into it. I'll get the exact month and stuff like that. It's overcast here today in Sebring, Florida. I did go to a couple garage sales with the wifey, and actually went and I did a short on a house that I went by, built in 1959. Actually, my house in Miami is 57, 1957. My house in Miami. My house in Miami, our house in Miami is crazy. It's the same house as Sebring, and it's, I don't know, 700K. This Sebring house is 250, and the one that I did in maybe 250, and the one that I did in the video that I did, the short, that one they're asking 148. Small house, and it's in the circle by the district. Here, what I did was I put the Bahama shutters up. They were all closed, and I cleaned all the windows. They were pretty bad. I still got to give it a second hand, and obviously I have to paint the house. I definitely need gutters here, for sure. Definitely need gutters there, because there's water accumulating there after a big rainfall. We do have that metal roof, but I did fix all these Bahama shutters were all messed up, and I fixed them. I had to buy this piece and these pins, and I actually had to reset one over there. They're not the prettiest things in the world, but this is not an impact zone. You get saved because you're in the middle central Florida, so you don't have to worry about a huge hurricane hitting you. Even though Milton came through and you get some winds, but it's not like Miami, that's for sure. You don't need to get like 150 plus hurricane impact windows. I don't know if that's the number. Got to do some stuff back here, but little by little. Right now, this is our vacation home. I don't know if this door is locked. Maybe one day we'll live here. Not sure. If the kiddo goes maybe to a school up north, then maybe we'll live here. Let's go to the garage. And then we'll talk about the retail sales and the market and how the week was. Let's go over here. It's a little dark back here. Oh, I did fix I push the button. Oh, do you see? We fixed the garage. So the garage is fixed. We fixed that. That whole thing was broken. It works nice. First time I ever had a garage. Pretty cool, right? How do I flip this? Oh, let's see here. Hopefully it catches me here. I'm not even looking good. Hopefully it's recording. But yeah, we fixed the garage door. We got a lot accomplished, and unfortunately we're heading back tomorrow. Kiddo starts school, I think Monday. She's actually in Gainesville taking her boyfriend with her family to Gainesville. He's a Gator, so I don't know if she's gonna be a Gator one day. We'll see. stock market. So let me look at some of my notes here. On Friday, I think we were down. Let's go to CNBC. It's a little slow. Today's not that hot. It's a little bit overcast. Got the red bomber behind me. I don't know if you can see it because I can't even see myself in this video because I had to flip the camera, but flipping it. So the Dow Jones was down 107, S&P down 13, and the Nasdaq down 73. The interest rates are at 470, so they're up there. In oil's 82.40. Gold was up 11 to 44.32, and silver's about $65. Let me see here. The big news was on Friday at 8:30 in the morning. We got the retail sales report, and unexpectedly posted the largest drop in more than a year. So after splurging on the World Cup and Amazon Prime Day sales, Americans unexpectedly cut their spending in July by the biggest amount in more than a year. Retail sales fell 0.6 last month, making the biggest decrease since May of 25, compared with a revised gain of 0.2 in June. Man, the sun's not out, but it's very humid. According to the Commerce Department data released Friday, economists were projecting a small increase. The decline followed a notable bump in spending in both April and May as Americans dipped into their government tax refunds. I didn't get a refund. The drop in spending, so the goal is not to get a refund and not to pay back. You want to try and be even, and then you're putting your money to work for you as you get it. So I had to pay back a little bit, unfortunately, but with the work from the way our things are going this year, which looks like I'll probably get like a 40% haircut in my target earnings for the year, then I guess tax will be less, I would assume. I don't know, we'll see. But the work front is very, very, very difficult. No bueno. But I mean, I speak to folks out there, and it's pretty tough out there. And the GDP only grew on the last report 1.5, and a lot of it's AI driven. Do have a conference call next week on AI. I'm supposed to be using that, and I did have a conference call this week regarding sales, and they said the morale's down. Yeah, on the team. I guess you could say that if there's not much inventory to sell, then I guess the morale is going to be down because people are not going to. It's hard to make it just on the salary. We really depend on the bonuses. But grateful to have a job. Not complaining, just stating what's going on. Still, the weak sales report follows. Let's see, unexpectedly sluggish jobs figures for last week as well, and both suggest the economy could be slowing after strong consumer and business spending in the first half of the year. Separately, consumers turned more pessimistic about the economy this month, likely driven by stubbornly high prices, according to University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index released Friday. It says here Americans owe more than $1 trillion in credit card debt, up 60% from 5 years ago. Meanwhile, higher interest rates. Oh, I'm glad I talked about interest rates. I got something here I'm going to share with you now too. Higher interest rates make debt even more difficult to pay off, causing credit card delinquencies to surge. Economics correspondent Paul Solomon reports. Watch the segment in the player above. So it's a YouTube video. While most economics still expect solid economic growth in July-September quarter, many have lowered their forecasts in the wake of the retail sales report. I'm reading it. But you guys can look it up and read about it. So yeah, and gasoline not helping. I think I saw it at 389. So it's more. I think our national average is $4. But what I wanted to talk about too was, you guys know, those of you who've been following me, the subscribers or the watch my videos, I've been doing some remodeling here in the vacation home, maybe AKA one day our home, if things continue to go in the direction that they're going. We'll see. It's more affordable here. I'm 50, so I'll probably, hopefully, God willing, if I I would like to retire like at 62. I wouldn't. I'm not gonna wait. Hopefully, that's Social Security by then. But I was throwing out garbage. My wife, she's nervous. She's like, I wonder if they're gonna pick up that garbage. You think it's too much? I have a little pile there. So some guy comes up to me and he starts talking to me, and he started pitching me about windows and doors and home improvement, and he got me to book an appointment, and I felt bad, whatever. But actually, I kind of did it to see their sales process and learn and see what the market is, So a guy comes, super nice guy. He was very, very thorough. He came in at 5 o'clock yesterday. Nicest guy. And he starts telling me, you need windows, and we start going through the measures. He was here for a while. I mean, super nice guy. We were talking about family, just life in general. And it's good to meet people. And then the guy, he showed me some issues that I have about the gutters. So it was kind of godsend, because we kind of looked at the foundation, and those guys are more experienced than I am. I'm not in the construction field or anything like that. And he recommended gutters up there, which I'll probably do eventually with my wife here. But he gives me a quote. So he gave me a quote. We have basically 16 windows. The quote was over $31,000. $31,160 for the windows. Now, he says it's only a $779 payment a month. And I go, for how long, sir? 168 months. I was like, wow. The gutters only, that's doing the whole gutters in my house, was $5,500 at $136 a month for 90 months. And for only the back of the house was $4,300, and that's $108 a month. Super nice guy. I told the guy, look, I hope you understand, you're a great salesman, but I'm not buying anything today from you. I appreciate your time and your expertise and your courtesy, but we have a lot going on. We just did the bathrooms and stuff. Then I go, let me ask you one question. What kind of interest rate you guys offer? 17.99%. 18%, folks. 18% to do the work, and that if you finance it. I was like, are you kidding me? That is insane. That is crazy. Now, HELOCs right now are variable, usually +2. Variable +2. So let's see what the variable rate. What's today's variable rate? Or the Fed funds rate? Let's see. What's the Fed funds rate? No, sorry. What's prime rate? What's prime rate? Prime rate 6.75. U.S. prime rate typically calculated by the federal funds rate +3. 6.75, and a HELOC usually tax on 2 points. So a HELOC would be 8.75 on a HELOC. So yeah. So money's expensive. Money's expensive. I don't even want to talk about credit cards or car loans. And I think repos are skyrocketing, and I think there's upticks in foreclosures as well. I've been reading that there's a lot more sellers than buyers in the real estate market. It's kind of like frozen. Miami market, I think, is like 40% cash buyers. I do see a lot of houses for sale in this area. Um, I like the one I saw today. Uh, I was kind of thinking maybe getting into some stuff up here. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I know I just need to get back home tomorrow, go see G-Mom, see my kiddo, and get organized back home. I haven't been there for a while in Miami. Um, so stock market. Let's see what the stock market did this week. I didn't do much. I haven't been doing much. I'm being very cautious. Um, if I were younger, I would, just keep, and I should probably do it, keep investing heavy. Um, but it's kind of hard to when you're 50, you're close to retirement, you have a kiddo, you got your grandma you're taking care of, and you try and preserve your whatever you have saved, and work is slow. So there's a lot of, at least on my end, it feels a lot of uncertainty, and I think that's the broad indication when I look at the data. We do have a boom in AI, but how artificial is that? That happened in the .com. I'm not saying AI is not real and it's not gonna make advancements. Maybe some people are killing it with it. I'm not sure. I'm not to that level yet. So FinViz, let's see here. Wow, it's really humid. Futures. Let's see what the recap was on the week. I don't know how accurate this is. Week. So heating oil was the biggest winner, 975. Gasoline 6. Oil almost 6. Wheat 5.5. So a lot of commodities. Silver was up 2.5. Gold was up 0.85. S&P flat. The VIX was down 843. All the indexes were pretty much flat on the week. S&P 3 up 0.3. What is it? I think the Nasdaq was probably up. Yeah, Nasdaq up 1%. I know small caps have been doing good. Small caps up 1.09. What did the Dow Jones do? The market's all hitting highs. Let me just see if I can see the Dow Jones. Actually, Dow Jones was down 6.4. Sugar, we don't trade sugar, but sugar and orange juice were pretty decent. Yeah, so that's a recap on the stock market. I still think the trend is higher interest rates because of everything that's going on. Our debts and deficits are ballooning, is insane. We have the Fed, the U.S. bailing out the yen because they're buying the yen because they don't want the Japanese to sell our bonds and even make our interest rates skyrocket even more. So that's going on. The energy prices and the war are going on. That's another problem. Consumers are holding back. We had the retail sales. We had the job report. The last job report wasn't good. I think we lost. I want to say it was 23,000 jobs. And I think I did a short on or a long on that. I'm not sure. Yeah, we lost 23,000 jobs. The labor participation rate dropped to 61, which is a low, COVID low. But if you take COVID out, which was, an outlier, I think it goes back down. It goes back 50 years possibly. So, it's some tough times out there. So you gotta be, prepared for opportunities. Still like the precious metals. That's my macro pictures. I still think interest rates are gonna go up. I think the dollar might weaken. AI is doing good. until it doesn't. I think they're overvalued. And then you also have, what's the other thing? Crypto. I forgot about crypto. Let me see what crypto's doing right now. 2.25 market cap on the crypto. Bitcoin 63, Ether 1800, XRP $1, Solana 75, Doge under 7 cents, XMR 412, Link 956, ADA 17 cents, XLM 15 cents, and those are your top 20 cryptos. Sailors selling strategy and bitcoins to keep Stretch alive, to pay the dividends, so that's going to put pressure on that Ponzi scheme. All foreign currencies are fiat anyways. You got, precious metals. I've actually organized a lot the garage. Pretty organized, pretty happy with what I've done. I mean, I could get a little bit more organized with the tools, but I guess that'll be on the next trip. So next trip, maybe paint, finish painting that bathroom, and then maybe start tackling this area here, an extra room back here, laundry, maybe put the gutters. I got lucky with the handyman, that he's a blessing. And then maybe, what do you guys think? Chime in. Maybe get into some houses in this market and maybe become a landlord. I do have one in Miami, which I do rent, and it helps me a lot. And I can maybe do the ADU in Miami too. And maybe, set myself up to slow down and be less dependent on corporate America. Anyways, it's a long video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Like, subscribe. God bless you, and have a great weekend. See you in the next one.